So the apostrophe or the kicking stroke. Now remember, for Li Shu, if you want to start from top to come down, you always have to go from bottom up before you do that. This is a big challenge for everyone, especially the angle. Okay, or and another one is I still have a challenge about the English term. You have any term you can tell me in English, Bruce? This you can call apostrophe, but the lengthy way, vertical way, or kicking, but this one I don't know. Or check, just say check, stroke, okay? This is what we learned last time. Now I found a lot of you have the challenge about the ducktail. The ducktail, basically you need to do a little of turning or twisting your brush. This is diagonal check stroke. This one more vertical. And I'm going to give some practice. Repeat again. So review. So this diagonal basically like people. One of the homework that I gave to everyone. People, they contain two strokes. The kicks or apostrophe and also the check. So this one, this check stroke represent this one. And this stand, I'm going to do another one so you can tell the difference. Now this one also we can call the kick stroke, but the vertical and short. Now, vertical. You see the angle? This is more vertical, more diagonal. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you're going to make the ducktail. This one. I start with the long horizontal stroke. With the silken head, you come down, you press up, and then lifting it and changing direction of your brush, and have a little bit of a dome on the middle. Now come down slowly, watching my brush, okay? Now I'm going to stop here. I'm going to get more ink and more water. What I'm doing here, when I come down here, I press down and try not to over downward because you want to be almost parallel. Now when you try to lift up your brush, while you lift it up, upward to the right, and then you need to turn the brush this way a little bit, this way. and then return it. That's how it goes. If you just go straight, press down, and you lift up like that, you will not get a curve. So you need to, when you move up, slowly turn the brush a little bit, slightly, then you will get this shape. Okay, let's do it again. Press upward, press down hard, but upward. And then lift up the brush, changing the direction, because when you press down, the belly of the brush is upward. You want to change the direction. You remember, whatever the belly go, that means the direction you want to go. So I'm changing the direction, I make a movement. Okay, move, have a little bit down, not too much. Okay, slowly, after you're passing the center point, come down, press down, and we get more ink, more water. Now, when you press down, and then you stop here, then you start lift up from bottom to the top right. When you move, you turn the brush, the tip a little bit, and then come back. Is it clear? Now, when we do this horizon stroke, I always try to use a different example to show. In your mind, you have to have a horizon line, straight line, and then you try to put the vantage points, 2 vantage points, and then you have the center point, center line. Why? Because you want to make sure that you are not overdoing. So I start from here. If I start below the horizon line, it's fine. But all you need to make sure that when you go up, you don't go up like this way. And then a little bit curve of the dome. After you're passing the center, you have to start going downward a little bit. And then because you have the vantage point here, so you can judge yourself when to come down pressing. When you press down here, now, then you up. This is how it goes. Then you will have similar space, and it's vertical. That's the whole stroke, called the perfect stroke. Okay? Now, another challenge that I found from the class is the folding, the L shape here. Remember, when you have the L shape, the turning corner inside, inner, is always sharp. In Lishu, you have to understand the inner turning corner got to be round like this way. The outer can be sharp. So how can we do it? So normally I would say, and then also when you move, you lift up a little bit down to here, you press down. You press down and then you're turning. When you press down, you're turning this way. You see the inner already round. Here sharp. That's the special specific for Lishu. If you make it sharp like this way, it's called hand printing, 楷书. So let me do this one in a bigger font. Now, also come down a little bit, press upward a little bit, and then turning the direction, move from left to right, up to the turning corner, press down, and lift up the brush turning the direction, right? When you press down, lift up, turn direction downward. You see how round the inner corner, the sharp turn. Another challenge, I do one more demonstration, then I go to another challenge for everyone. I'm going to do stand up like this time. I come down and I press upward, and then I lift up the brush a little bit, changing direction from left to right. When you move, you have to lift up the brush a little bit. Now come to the turning point, you press down, lift up the brush a little bit, and come downward. See, the inner is round. This is the only way you can make the inner round, because you press down, and then you lift up, you come down, have a little bit curve. Okay? Now, the 8, the left kick stroke and the right check stroke, which is very tough. Now, the trick is how you're going to imagine yourself. This is the center line to make it balanced. So you remember 8 in Chinese like a master of a man. So always go like this way. So now you imagine yourself, if this is center, here's the space. You go, I don't do anything. See, you leave a little bit space here, and the same thing here, leave a little similar space, and come down the same angle. This is already perfect. With stroke, the center line is very important, because that is the trick, Louisa. Anyway, you can sit there or wherever you feel comfortable. You see, this is how I'm asking you to imagine. Put a center line in your mind before you do that. Once you have the center line, then you already know where to go. Does that make sense? Okay, so now, based on this, the trick of that kick stroke is the pointed bottom, from the bottom up, and then you press down. Okay, and then also remember, for this kind of stroke, you have to turn the brush a little bit, just similar to this. Okay, you turn it a little bit, come back. Now, this one down, then you the center line here. Then you go this way, come down, start with right, and then to the bottom, press down, and then turning, lift up and turn. Okay? Now, later on, like last time, I want some of you think that there's a challenge, can come up here to do it on the easel board here. Now, I remember one more stroke that have problem. Okay, this is called the short kicking stroke or apostrophe. So this is a standard way, but there's a trick. There are 2 tricks for doing that. The one that I teach last time is almost like a triangle. I make a shape like this way. Right? This is the one that everyone have problems, have challenge, right? How you do that? You start from top down to bottom and press up, changing direction, and move up here, and slowly lift up the brush. Okay, let's do that again. Now, you start from top down, press upward, lift up the pen, the brush, and changing direction, a little bit curved this way. So then you will get that. I'm going to show you, demonstrate. Now, come down. Make sure the angle is right. Come down this way, and then I press upward, press the upward, and then lift up the brush, turning the direction, and then go, turning the brush. Now, today I'm going to give some new information. Like usual, every class I share some information. I talked about last class how we're going to appreciate what is character, how it looks good, how can we tell it's good. We all talk about balance from the left to the right, and the top and the bottom with the stack up. Now, if we want to put together, why I keep mentioning to everyone, the vertical line is very important. In your paper, the rice paper that you can see, they have the vertical, the horizon, and the cross. The vertical, if you look at all my practice, I always try to make sure they left and right, they balance. For example, this character, the left, very lengthy, the right is very short. So I try to put the short character in the middle of the right. I try to repeat because we have a maid here. If a combination of left and right, you have to remember, it's similar to a female and a male dancing on the dance floor at ballroom dance. The man always taller than the woman shorter, so you can move, make it look nice. However, sometimes it's not very perfect world. Sometimes the woman taller than the man. So in Chinese character, like this one, make sure you don't put the right hand side character, the short one, and the bottom, or on the top, because it looks odd. I want to say, now if you put this character, the right hand side, on the bottom here.
Sorry.
Hello, hi, Judy, 坐啦。You see, you have a big empty space here, which is no good. The same thing, if you put it's no good. So that's why you need to put the short character in the center. That more balance. Now this is simple. However, if you have some complicated character, let me show you. The one that I did a couple days ago. This is very complicated. Tune, that's group. Why this is difficult? Now, in your mind, you have to know the center line is here. On each side, the space they occupy almost identical, but not 100% because we don't use the ruler. However, individual on each side, you have to imagine they also have a center line here. That is important. If you don't have the center line here, you will not make individual character stand strong and stable by itself. Why? So that's why I keep saying that the center line, just like our backbone, the center chord, is very important. I try to do something like this. If I don't have a center line, for example, How do you think each one can they stand? Because this character is combined with two single character. So that's why when you look at that, you can tell each one here, the center line, the space occupied, the center line here, the space occupied. And that's how make the whole character stand itself strong, and you won't fall apart. Okay? So now, another one like forest. 两个木. Forest in Chinese, they are formed by multi-piece of wood. And also remember, this kind of character, the left hand side always shorter than the right hand side. Now each one also have their own center line. I've chosen this one because you can see the center line right here. And the center line here for each one by itself. And this side, the left hand side shorter than the right hand side. The only reason why, because like I explained, just like man and woman, if a woman taller than the man walk out on the street, most of the time people will just say it's not balanced, it's not matched. Chinese character, the same thing. Okay, so now this is one of the information I would like to share with everyone. So move from this to that, move on, we're going to, like I said, we're going to put together all the stroke to form a character. So that when you do practice at home, this is what you need to keep in your mind. Where's the center line? Second one, besides the center line, that we have to look at the space of each stroke got to be similar. You can see how I'm writing so fast I did not even aim, just because I get used to. But you can do the same thing. You see the difference? All this space make the whole character look very unique. Imagine you have this stroke on the bottom here, look terrible. Or this stroke very close to the bottom or very close to the top, it not look nice. Not only that, the center line, see the space occupied on this side, the space occupied on this side. That's how it makes the character look good and stand by itself. I'll give another example. From the top to the bottom, Now here you will see the bigger gap because this one is a different way of layout because this is almost like a leg, like a skirt. If you make it too short like that, the whole character is not look good. Sometimes you have to have some space. But from here down, it's similar. So that's another one that you need. Center chord, the space of each one is very important. Now, I have another one that will be basically almost a trick for everything. Now, this one is over here. Now, the space, center. You can see? If you make the space here on the vertical, if they are not similar, the words not look good. This one have to be a bit more space than this. Why? Because you're talking about, you judge it from the tip of the vertical stroke. You have to leave a little bit of space here to make it this way. And the 4 point, so space. And I also purposely make the 4 dots at the point different shape. I mentioned on the first class. So that's why, now all these 3 tricks, when you practice, move on, keep in mind, center line, the space on each side, equal, and the combination of the left and the right. Right always taller than the left hand side, unless the character itself born with a lengthy way. Like something like that. Because this character, the structure itself is born like this. 我生出来就是高的，没办法。生出来就小的，矮的，没办法。But in this kind of thing, when the structure itself, the character itself born with the way like that, if they have a combination, the marriage like that, you have to make both look good. Okay? Now, there's another thing. That's on the homework today. Now this one is a tough one. They are not short, but they are not bulky. They slim, but in a stroke. How can you make this one good? So this way, the right hand side cannot be, keep the rules, got to be taller than the left hand side. Got to be shorter to make it even, look balanced. Okay, and leave more space in the center because you want to let this guy stand in the center line. Again, center line. You don't want this guy too close to here or too far away to the center line. So therefore, the center line always the trick. Okay. Now one more trick. Some of the character itself born tiny. Some of the guys they born 9 pounds big baby, but some of them they're only 6 pounds or 4 pounds. So which one I'm talking about? The son itself. It born very tiny, only 4 pound baby. But the character, nation, 国家 right? How do you handle, how to manage when you have the whole sentence? 日本国 Japanese. You cannot write the sun similar to the sign of nation. Then when you do that, this guy basically look bigger than the nation. This is the trick of Chinese character. Now even this character and this character much bigger than this one, but they look harmony, right? Now let me give you a good trick. I'm losing my patience, so I just do it quickly. I try to make this one similar to the side. What do you think? Doesn't look good at all. So that's why I say, if a baby born with 4 pounds, don't try to push it up to 9-pound baby. It's never worked that way. Okay? So how many rules I just talked about? I think it's 5. The center line, the left and right space occupied got to be even. The space of each horizontal stroke, the space of each vertical stroke. Now, the left hand side, if the baby, the person born tall, married with a short guy, 7 feet, with a 5 feet guy, let the 5 feet guy stand in the middle. Okay? If the baby born only 4 pounds, don't try to make it with the same size of a 9-pound baby. So all this is the rule that you keep in mind when you do practice in the future. Will not go wrong. Okay? Now, this kind of paper, the ink can spread out easily. So I try to dry up the brush a little bit before I do it. So you need to know about the character of the paper or the brush that you are using. Now you see, I have to always strict my back, and I have the line a little bit toward to my right, so I can see it this way. Now, if I want to go from left to right, I have to from right to left first, and then I press up, I lay out all the hair, and I press down, dip up. Okay, lift up like that. Now, move up, lift up, return. I don't want to make a mess, so I do this side first. If you have something like that, you put a piece of paper towel, absorb all the extra ink or liquid. Go from right to left, and then from bottom to up. Go, press down. Now remember, I did mention, if this is only stroke, you don't want to too close to the center or too far in the middle. Return. Now this one, a tall woman married with a short man, so you have to put the short man in the middle. See, when I move, If I move, I lift the brush and I press, I move, I lift and press. Press, lift, press, lift. This is the 3 movements. From bottom up, press down, come down, you turn up here, press down, press, and turn the feather a little bit. You see, this way you have a round inner, a sharp outside. Hold back like that. Bottom up, right to left, turn. Now I hiding O, bottom up, lift up, press down, turning the feather a little bit. Looks so easy, right? Now, from right to left, okay, we turn a little bit, from bottom up, come back down, always we turn a little bit, okay? Now, this one more a little bit on the diagonal, but this one more straight down. Go up, come down, up, turn. All the movement that I explain to everyone, I have to follow exactly, otherwise I will not get this kind of form. Now, up, press down, move, lift up the pen. Okay. Now moon, up, press down, lift up. You see, I'm moving the finger. May, you asked me, right? Now you can see, because I don't have to move the whole arm. Now I do one more moon for you to see another way of doing the moon. The inside 2 stroke. Go up, press down. Now watch this one. I let them both sides connected. I lift up, press down, up. You see, round. Inside round, the same thing here. Up, round. Li Shu, you got to do something like that. Over here doesn't matter, even though a little bit outside here doesn't matter, but still look okay. There's nothing wrong with that. No, this one, a couple way of doing it. I like it more flat instead of lengthy way, but I did it both sides. Now, up, press down a little bit, turn a bit more wide. You turn, you see, you go this way, turn a little bit to make it round up. Here just a little bit up, not too much. You see, this one I lose a little bit balance. Why? This little people, if I put it a bit on to the right, it's more balanced. You can see more tight than this. Am I right? So when I talk, I don't pay attention, I lose that too. If this one, imagine this one move a little bit to the right, the whole work much better. Now, this one is not just a regular stroke. This is called a hook. This is the stroke. This is a hook. The hook, how we do it? Also bottom up, come down, press down, and then lift, and then return. That's the hook. Now, this one, they have also two ways of handle it. I just regular short horizontal stroke. Then I do the other way. The second one, the same thing. From right to left, come down here, circle, back up, bottom up. Now, see, this one is go hook. You cannot go straight down, because if you go straight down like this way, it's another character. 对。Up. See, up, press up, changing direction, turning a little bit, bottom up, okay, supposed to be a bit more press, better. I'm not doing a good one, this one. Put a little bit pressure, press down a bit more, nicer. Okay, this is another turning.
You mentioned that this way you have another way to write it.
Good. This one, I can do it this way. The tough one. You can do it this way, okay? Normally, if you do it this way, the bottom one should be a bit more lengthy out, then they look balanced. So all the basic foundation stroke need to practice. You can change it, make it. If you have two repeated words on the same sentence, you can do one like this and one like this. So they are not identical, not like printing. Now, this one is the opposite of this one. The one is the L shape on the top, the L shape on the bottom. Bottom up, return, slowly lift up the brush. Now, up, press down, make a curve. Okay? So, now, from right to left, come down. Now, always do that. So the inside is rounded. Up, down. Now, this one, you can do it this way, you can do it this way, you can do it this way. Then you have to judge yourself. What is the proper position to put it to make the whole character good? So I rather to put it this way, inside, to cover a little bit of space here. Now turn the brush, the feather a little bit. Return. Up. Now this one. Now, this last one, you try to make it the angle, the open angle, similar to this side. So like your skirt spread out nicer. If you're going too far on the top or the too bottom, it's not nice. This is the center to make it like butterfly open. Will look nicer. Okay? All right.